This is the Sports Hit List. By the fans, for the fans.
Mac, did you want to talk about Stephen A. and LeBron, that whole beef that's brewing now?
We gotta talk about that, man. How nobody gonna touch on that?
I was waiting. We was waiting for you to set that off.
Go ahead.
Listen, man. I thought it was. And it's funny because the space that I'm in, sometimes I got to be careful with how I talk about people or what I say because I'm around these people. I can become around these people. It happens. I'm in the circles with people who are in the circles and they love these people and they cool with these people. But I do kind of understand. At first, I was like, this is crazy. At first, I was like, yo, LeBron is wilding. Like, what is he doing? This is crazy. How you run up on Stephen A. Smith? Like, all he was saying. And then I listened to Stephen A. Smith. And when Stephen A., he made me feel a little bit better about it. He said, I didn't see LeBron the player. I saw LeBron the father. LeBron the father came to me. He gave some context to about how before Bronny was there looking at Stephen A. Smith. And you know, you got to understand, it's very different. Like, Bronny probably looked up to Stephen A. Smith his whole life. And couldn't wait for the day where he could play and hear Stephen A. Smith say some positive things. So I can understand the father aspect. But when you are LeBron James and you are the flag bearer for the sport of basketball, you cannot imagine if Deion Sanders ran up to every reporter like how LeBron ran up on Stephen A. Smith. What would they be saying about Prime? What would they say about Prime?
He's sensitive. He's corny.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's why I wasn't upset as LeBron the father. Like, I was like, you know what? I get it. He lost his temper, but I was like, that was a bad look for our sport to be like, this is our guy. And in front of, on national TV, he had to go curse out a media person because of his critique. If you wanted to talk to Stephen A., you could have talked to him after the game, ran up on him one-on-one. You didn't have to do it on national TV. But again, it's like someone always told me, if you smack somebody in the face, you can't dictate how they smack you back or how they come back at you. So
I need to add that to my dictionary. That's fire. I fuck with
Ziggs, what are your thoughts here? What did you think of the
hey man, how I heard that quote was, if you smack somebody in the face, you can't be mad if they shoot you in the face.
Same thing.
For me, I think LeBron should have just handled that backstage off the scene. I didn't think he had to run up on Stephen A. Smith like that. We've seen cases where LeBron is, you know, naturally smart about the decisions that he make, but I think that his emotions kind of got the best of him, rightfully so, because you know
that's fine. Yep,
I'm a dad and you trashing my son. Yep. But he should have just took that to the back and then handled that, because you know people, as we were talking about before, negativity sells, right? So as soon as that clip happened, it's been all over social media, all over Twitter. Anytime I scroll, it's the first thing that I see.
Wait. Come on, Zig.
Yo,
I'm sorry to cut you off. After that game, is that the game where LeBron got injured and all of a sudden disappeared? Was it after that game?
No. That was the Knick game against y'all. He did that to Stephen A. the Knick game. He got injured against the
Celtics.
Yeah.
That was the night Anthony Davis got traded.
But let me say this though, and we talk about criticizing Bronny, right? And when you listen to Stephen A. respond the next day, his whole stance was he was criticizing what LeBron did to put Bronny in that position. So let's be clear now. And again, and this is where we like to look at old tweets and comments. And LeBron said, you know, his son is better than some of the players in the league. But he put him in the position to get drafted.
But that's his. Let me ask.
Right, but again, it's a conflict of interest, and this is what we talk about: a conflict of interest, right? Because it's his son, and he's an NBA player, so it's a conflict of interest when you're looking at LeBron. He's an NBA player, but he's also a father, which I understand because
that's a good point, Carl. Because when people be saying everybody on Bron's team is buns. For years to go, when they say you got to trade the whole team, he ain't never come to their defense like that. when they say you buns and you got to trade you, they was you just got to get traded.
You out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But again, that's all Stephen A. was basically saying was that Bronny should be in the G League development, which is a fact.
Nah, he
We
ain't
can't
lying.
sit here and say that's not true.
Come on, man.
Like, so what are we doing here? So I think Stephen A. was doing what Stephen A. does. I think LeBron just took it personal at the end of the day. Andres, what are your thoughts?
One more thing before we move on. Is it a story because it was Stephen A, or is it a story because it's a story? Because like, what if some other media member said that Bronny was ass? Do you think LeBron would have pressed him then? No, right?
Probably
Well, they
not.
all said he was buns, so we just
It was
Right.
unanimous.
Right.
It
Right,
was
but this goes back to the
universal.
point.
not a lot of them
Why-
get courtside seats, Andres.
That's the difference.
But that's what I'm
the
saying.
difference. Stephen A. got 100 mil now. It's
That's what I'm saying.
Mike-
Is it a story just because it was Stephen A who did it?
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
because he's on the
and
biggest
because
flagship
the
Top
show.
man. He's top
Yeah.
man right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's on the biggest flagship show on ESPN, of course.
As
it's
long
gonna
as we're in
be, yeah.
agreement. Okay.
Mike, did you have
Listen.
anything else to add to that point, or no? Are you good?
Listen, man, I think it's unanimous. I think LeBron was wrong, and just adding as a father, I'm not giving no kudos for doing that, because it epitomizes exactly what everyone was saying leading up to the draft. Let him be his own man. He is a professional. So yes, you're his dad, but you're also his teammate. And in that context where Stephen A's talking, even if Stephen A said as a father, you understand that is your teammate. It's hard to separate. I don't work with my son, so I don't know what that's like. But the point is, to Mac's overall point of, you are the standard for our league. So then that means the responsibility is higher. And as a professional, you say, that's my son. You can have your critiques, and then you leave it at that. But I just think overall, nah, bro, you got to take that on the chin, man.
Thanks for watching the Sports Hit List. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. In fact, do it now.